It seems like they were trying to make me distrust y'all. And at the same time, it kind of affected, but at the same time, I was like, nah, these guys have had my back since the get-go. So that's why I continued.
Do you think these federal agents have your back?
At this point, no. Hell
Do you
no.
think these federal agents are really interested in investigating fraud?
Honestly, I don't think they are.
And in fact, you heard Weisenberg tell a supervisor they were backdating the ballots to make it appear that they collected them on his phone. Just stand there. Yes.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I thank you for tuning in wherever you might be watching, whether that's Rumble, Parler, Minds, BitChute, Odyssey, or here on YouTube. And I hope that you'll subscribe wherever you're watching, because I need for you to get notified when I actually upload once in a while. Now, there is a brand new YouTube purge that's going on, and it's targeting specifically YouTube channels that are discussing the election. It's a frustrating turn of events, but I think it's, of course, a calculated move by mainstream media to secure those clicks. I'll prove it to you. I'll show you exactly why this is happening. I'll show you exactly the timeline. Please make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you share it, and share it out on like Parler or something like that, as opposed to Twitter, because Twitter's not going to help. Let me just show you a little bit of a timeline, okay? November 10th and November 5th, all right? And here we have November 4th. We have also, where's this one? I thought I archived this. I did. Okay. YouTube refuses to remove video that appears to violate its policies. These are hit pieces by legacy media. These are an exercise in control over the platform, right? Google-owned YouTube refused to take down a video that falsely claims Trump won the presidential election and Democrats committed voter fraud. It added a warning label and removed ads, claiming we do not allow ads to run on content that undermines the confidence in the election with demonstrably false information. On Thursday morning, another video with similarly false claims was allowed to remain up and did not have a warning label until CNBC inquired after tens of thousands of people had seen it. Let me just tell you what this is, okay? This is legacy media literally policing YouTube for videos to take down. Then here's how it happens when they contact YouTube. They send an email and say, "Oh, we're running a story about how you're allowing fake news to continue on your platform, and we'd just like to know if you have any comment on that." That's what they're doing. They are literally, look, you're allowed to speculate. All right. I understand if videos are literally, spreading fake information. All right. But you're not even allowed to speculate anymore. And it's costing people's entire channels, which I'll get into. People like Mr. Obvious having their entire channels cut simply for discussing the election and not taking the corporate narrative. Look, I understand that the overwhelming data says that the election ended one way, and that's okay. Look, after all these investigations, if nothing changes, Joe Biden will be everyone's president in the United States, and people have to accept that. However, acting like there aren't active investigations, acting like there aren't whistleblowers and stuff like that, and recounts going on, like stomping out any conversation of that, is very dangerous. And then you see this here just from the election day. YouTube channels making money from ads and memberships amplify Trump's voting fraud claims. What this article is, and I will remind you again, what this article is this is a informal demand to demonetize channels, and I will show you that it worked. Oakland, California, at least 9 popular YouTube channels were promoting on Thursday debunked claims about voting shenanigans of the U.S. presidential race. Reuters found the channels ranging from 1,000 followers to more than 629,000 followers endorsing claims YouTube-owned Google has rules forbidding this. Now, what happened, right? Yahoo went and listed these channels. And what happened to those channels? Not just the videos, but the entire channels were demonetized. You're allowed to question things. The media is not the truth tellers that they would like you to believe. Researchers who track misinformation say it's fueled by content creators who see an opportunity to profit from it. Over the last few years, they have pressured YouTube and its advertisers to tighten scrutiny. Some YouTube advertisers now avoid sponsoring political content. Wow, thanks, Yahoo Finance. I assume you have ads on this page. I assume you run ads too. It's okay for mainstream media to run ads on political content, but not YouTubers. Do you see what I mean there? And again, this isn't about who won the election. I'm not talking about that. This is an issue that everybody, I hope, understands that this was a targeted removal of several YouTube channels that were talking about the election. Why? Because Yahoo and CNBC and the New York Times want to be the only people that are allowed to talk about things. Here on November 10th, election misinformation continues stirring up on YouTube. Sorry, I have to take a drink. I'm pretty sick, so my throat's drying out. Again, yesterday, we have the New York Times demanding more removals, and I'm going to show you again how this manifests. If you visited Google's YouTube in the days after the election last week, you may have found a video of an anchor from One American News Network declaring victory for President Trump with the unsubstantiated claim that Democrats were tossing Republican ballots, or a clip from Mr. Trump stating on his own YouTube channel that if all the, quote, legal votes were counted, he would have won easily. I mean, or there's a video from Real Clear Politics. All of these videos were baseless and spread misinformation, challenging the validity of the election's outcome. Again, we don't even have to have the argument on whether or not this is somebody's First Amendment right. Social media platforms don't have to preserve the First Amendment, okay? I understand that. But if they are going to continue to have protections under Section 230 of our government protecting them, then I want in exchange for some more First Amendment rights for YouTubers. Those videos are still widely available on YouTube while being shared widely on Facebook and other social media platforms. Look, look, my channel has lost several thousand subscribers in the last several weeks and has completely stopped growing since the election. Is it a coincidence? Maybe. Maybe. Is a channel that was gaining 1,000 subscribers every single day for months on months on months completely stopped growing the week of the election? Is that a coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe it's not. Am I even allowed to say that on this platform? Am I allowed to wonder why my channel has completely stopped growing the week of the election when for the rest of the year it looked like I was going to easily coast to 1 million subscribers by the end of the year? Is it a reasonable question to ask? Yeah, but YouTube doesn't let you ask those questions. Video is harder to analyze than text, Ms. Kaplan said. These videos are not shared in the same way on Facebook posts and tweets are. Now, again, this is another 2,000-word essay to demand specific videos be deplatformed. I know how this works because some loser at CNET tried to do it with my channel. He didn't like that I made fun of Kelly Plague, a games journalist, and so he emailed Honda specifically to get them to remove ads off my channel. They've since returned. But that's how these losers work. Even if YouTube takes steps to make it harder for people to find videos on the site, it doesn't prevent a user from sharing it widely elsewhere. As a result, many YouTube videos have found new life on Facebook. The video spreading falsehoods about Real Clear Politics rescinding its projection. Right. YouTube has marked some videos as ineligible for advertising. For a video from One American News, which ran last Wednesday, YouTube said it removed ads from it because the content undermined confidence in the election. That left YouTube in an awkward position of acknowledging the potential harmful effects on the video while continuing to host it at the same time. Right. make no mistake, the New York Times wants that video gone. They don't just want the video removed. I'm sorry, ads removed. They want the video gone. They want the channel gone. They want the idea gone. Let's take a look at what's happened to Mr. Obvious. 232,000 subscribers, has been covering a lot of potential shenanigans, right, in the election and doing well. And he shows the evidence. Now, some of these things he's covered has been debunked, but he's always given claims of, evidence of his information. Now, as of 2 hours ago, Mr. Obvious had been fully demonetized on YouTube. Now, for harmful content. I don't see a single video on his channel that I would call quote unquote harmful. And now YouTube has taken away his livelihood. Why? Because some loser at the New York Times probably sent his channel to them. Want another example in the last week? How about JosiahRises? YouTube demonetizing his entire channel. Why? Because he was covering the election. A YouTube channel with 170,000 subscribers that is dedicated to bringing culture and entertainment commentary to its audience just got demonetized, the owner has announced. According to the video, demonetization is complete, affecting the entire channel. It came out of the blue with no previous strikes. The reason giving? Harmful content. The YouTuber announced on Twitter asking his followers to retweet in hopes of raising his profile on social media, one way that creators so far have managed to get YouTube to reverse course. But what YouTube deemed, quote, harmful, Josiah's subscribers immediately saw as just a different opinion and truth being expressed by the creator and then being suppressed by the video giant. They're scared of the truth. Anyone with different opinions is an enemy to them. The conservative YouTuber seems to agree, stating that those straying from groupthink have been increasingly censored on this and other big tech platforms. What happened to his channel is that YouTube found it no longer eligible to monetize for not adhering to all monetization policies. Reviewers supposedly found content harmful to viewers, i.e. with controversial issues. Again, this is because he was covering alleged shenanigans. And now he's been fired, essentially. With 200,000 subscribers, it was likely that Josiah was paying his bills with this YouTube channel. When you get to 250,000 subscribers, most people can live on that, who aren't like idiots who spend all their money for clout. And this is why I talk about, regardless of the creator, right? This is why I have a subscribe star. All right. It's always linked in all my videos. There's obviously a join button, which is equally as helpful. But, sometimes you got to put your own mask on first. And if you want to support independent news, see if they have some way to back. And if you want to ensure content continues to flow, if you're a fan of Mr. Obvious, back him. If you're a fan of JosiahRises, back him. If you're a fan of me, make today the day that you back me too. Because it is only through your continued support on alternative funding sources like Subscribestar that channels like mine and Josiah, Mr. Obvious will continue to exist on this platform. I think there's still an extraordinarily small chance that I survive 2020 with monetization on this channel. And even smaller on my Midwestly channel, which is directly covering politics, which is why I support alternative platforms like Rumble, like BitChute, like Odyssey. Yeah, I don't make any money from those platforms, but my videos aren't suppressed. That's why I support Parler, because I know when they come for me here on YouTube, and they will, I'll be able to rally support because I took the time to make sure I built an audience on alternate tech, new tech, and you should too. My heart goes out to JosiahRises and Mr. Obvious. Hopefully this gets overturned, but I can't say I'm optimistic. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.